Hey everyone. Okay, so this is an actual episode, finally a dev episode about the latest build of extended first-person shooter, and I'm just gonna go over some of the features and everything like that. This is not a fast blog. This is all just gonna be on point about this. This is all focused on this. Notice that it's an episode, not a fast blog. So it's been a long time since last release, but this is now starting to kind of encroach on a point where it might be gaining a little bit more momentum with people. So in this video, I'm going to explain what extended first-person shooter template is and what it includes. So extended first-person shooter is a example blueprint project that I've created that shows how to do like one way and how to do a Quake style first person shooter, an arena shooter with a lot of different features that aren't in Quake, and it makes the entire process really easy. So you can just be like, I mean, the graphics are all placeholder. There's no focus on visuals or anything like that. But you get basically, right? You get here's a rocket launcher. See, I'm killing some zombie men, everything like that. So you got things that weren't in Quake, kind of like the crosshair updates, teleports with portals. Someone could take this project and very easily turn it into their own Quake-style shooter very, very easily. And that's pretty much that's what extended first-person shooter is. So with that said, I'm going to also explain what the long-term goal of this project is for myself. I am releasing it for free right now, basically. Well, technically, I'm releasing it for free, but the only places that I'm putting it up for download are places that where building a following actually holds value. So it's not like 100% free. You just don't have to pay money for it. But that's a different topic. So the long-term goal of the project is for me to eventually build my own game with it. And a lot of the features that I'm putting into it kind of skew towards the game that I want to build. There's a couple of ways to think about that. One, it's not going to be a generic template that I just like threw a whole bunch of features into, but rather it's a template that you can use to build something of your own. But it's also a template that I'm going to use myself. Like I want to use this to build a very very low graphics first-person shooter that I mean you're looking at the kind of graphics that I'm going to be doing. Like these may actually even be the final sprites that I go with because I just want to have like my Dwarf Fortress style FPS where if I want to make a new monster or like a dude with a shotgun, it's really easy for me to like just focus totally on gameplay and not worry about visuals. I don't think there are too many first-person shooters that exist like that, and I kind of want to do it. So, and if you take my idea by using the template, I want to play it because that would be pretty interesting. Anyway, so yeah, I'm being totally forward about this, and the game itself. Like when I stop supporting this, the template and go into the project, one of the selling points of the game is going to be that it's totally moddable. Because obviously, I'm just going to release the dev stuff with it so you make mods however you want. Anyway, okay. But that's the long-term goal. So there are going to be two places that you can go to actually get the dev build when you want to download it. Alright? Now I'll go into more detail about things, but there are two places. I have a thing called Sue, which is kind of like a Facebook page where I get money, like if the more followers I have and stuff like this. I'm almost at 500 right now. And there's another place called the 8 app, which will actually be a little bit better to go to because you don't have to like find my post. And of course, all the places that were the video and everything like that, I'm going to link to these places. But you'll be able to download the playable demo anywhere. I'll just put that up anywhere. But the actual dev build, if you're going to do something with the project, you'll have to check out either my account on either the 8 app or Sue. Both links will be in the description. Now that I'm past all of that stuff, blabbing on and on, I can go into what is changed in this build since the last build. Okay, the last build, I forced you to always have that one deathmatch spawn system. Now it's optional, and you can set that by going into blueprints and setting the game mode, and you'll see here there's PvE, PvP. PvP is standard deathmatch, in other words, random spawn points. And then you have my arena style spawn point thing where you choose your spawn point and everything like that. So it's set in the level blueprint itself, the default game mode. You pick it, and that's how things are going to spawn. The one caveat to this is that I'm sticking to having a spectator initially appear because I think it's going to be a little bit more robust. So you'll have like a moment where it sort of shows the level before it automatically spawns you into the level. This right now is the PvE spawning system. So if you'll notice, there's a bug right now where it doesn't correctly look in the right direction right away for some reason. I don't know what the hell is up with that bug. It goes away when I actually package the game, but for some reason it behaves really strangely when I try to make things happen like as soon as you spawn into the game. But basically it takes about a second and you're into the map. And that's pretty much it. So this is the PvE version. You get right in, and if you die, it works correctly. I'll have to figure out what it is. That is a bug where it's not looking that correct direction. But there's a spawn point here that is the spawn point spectator. And you can have a few of these around if you want. But you want to have one spectator spawn point, and that'll be the initial spawn point that when you first spawn into the map. I added a graphic effect for line traces. Now I probably could have just used the default graphic effect, which is the thing, but I actually want something that replicates. And I know it's not really fancy looking, but I need something to indicate, hey, you know, there's the lightning gun is firing because the lightning gun was very confusing before. So now you can at least see, you know, where the lightning gun actually goes when you fire it. So the next thing is a really big change that I did is I consolidated all of the blueprints for weapons into one blueprint. And I think I might have talked about this before, but basically now you can set the damage, the projectile type, the projectile impact, everything's in the weapon blueprint itself. Before you had to go through all these different files, well now it's all in just one place. So you can do that. Alright, so you can do like the impact damage of the projectile, how long does the projectile sit around, like what's its lifespan, fuse timer, if it has a few, like you have everything is accessible right here. And that was a pretty big change, but now it's pretty straightforward. It's much easier now to work with, much more organized. The other thing was just log file spam errors that were really annoying. And that's about it. Okay, I think I covered everything. So with that said, I want to see if I can get some feedback on the dev build. I want to know if I'm going the right direction with a lot of this stuff. Keep in mind that there's more blueprint scripting going on in game state now. Game state actually is determining things, whereas it wasn't before. So now game state actually has a begin respawn request system. That's because I want the player to have to ask for permission before they can spawn. Like, is it at max players? Can I spawn right now? Like, some of the game modes are going to work differently. I want to have, for my game, I'm going to focus on PvE, which the PvE is going to basically just be a combination of Doom 2 and Fallout 4 style looting shit. I guess that would be closer to System Shock. Imagine if System Shock was really fast and like every once in a while you had to go and start looting stuff. It's sort of like that. Sort of a loot-based game where you're fighting and then you spend a little while like picking up items and maybe crafting. I don't know, shit like that. Like, you know, probably a better example would be something a little closer to Destiny. But it's Doom 2. Like, you load the level, and those monsters are always in the same place. It's like that, I will probably work on my videos to make them more concise rather than just being, like, giant amounts of information. It might be a little bit over the top. But, you always know that what you're going to get is this when you see the episode in the name. If you don't see episode in the name, you don't like my fast vlogs and stuff like that, it's probably, you can go ahead and just skip it because it's not going to affect anything rock solid. A lot of this stuff I'm literally just doing because I find it fun and that's it. It's probably not very high quality. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy it, and I'd like to see some feedback. Get some thoughts and requests for this project, because as things are standing right now, the features that I'm starting to reach, it's starting to get more to a point that it's just polish. Like a mini map that actually displays stuff, and there's still some hurdles and an inventory system. There are still some big hurdles, but a lot of the stuff that's left is not really that big. So, alright, with that said, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Stay tuned for more, and